I find that a bit of a ridiculous argument. You have so many member states saying that, and I've read that in reports, but if you look at actually the facts on the ground, it's completely like a false story. There are lots of different minoritized languages around Europe, but if the stipulation in the negotiation is that each language has official status, then there's very few that have that. In fact, the only one I can think of is Frisian, again, and this is specifically West Frisian in the Netherlands, that has official status in its territory, but again, not the same as status that Catalan has. Turkish is also official in Cyprus, but then it would be very unlikely for Cyprus to push for EU official status for that, given the situation between Cyprus and Turkey. So really, this Pandora's box thing is a complete myth. I think that's a very flimsy argument coming from the Baltic states, and it's sad to see it, especially as it's been deployed as an argument to prevent Catalan, Basque and Galician being official. With the Russian language in the Baltic states have always treated it more like a recent migrant language rather than a kind of indigenous minoritized language. Again, Russian isn't going to get official status anytime soon. And in fact, in Estonia and Latvia, they're actually phasing out Russian language education. So again, that argument is flimsy. The whole issue raises the bigger question about the EU regulation that we have. EU regulation number 1 on languages, written in 1958. This is nearly 75 years ago. And we know so much more now about language dynamics and sociolinguistics. But we have this old regulation that really underpins this one language, one state. Surely it's time now to review that. This regulation was written, maybe there were like 4 or 5 languages. Now we have like 27 states. All 24 official languages, 60 regional minority languages, so-called, or minoritized languages, we would say. Surely we need to look at the language diversity of Europe and its plurilingualism being normal,